to start off with 2 pounds of oxtail, which would be equivalent to 1 tail. And you want to have your butcher cut them this width, which is about 2 inches. See that? It's a beautiful piece because you want to hold it and get a lovely generous portion in each bite. You don't want to get this piece. And in fact, I had asked my butcher to slice the average portion that people usually get when they're ordering their oxtail. It's very thin. It's not a coin. It's not a message. It is a piece of oxtail that you need to buy, a piece of chunky meat that you need to enjoy, because when it's cut this thin, it's usually to make it stretch. It's useless. You want to get them to do it this width. See the difference between this and this? And this is a good, very good piece of oxtail too, because it has beautiful marbles. It shows that the meat is very tender. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is wash it with a bit of lemon or even green lime. But we're using lemon today. And you want to just squeeze that over the oxtail to kill any germs, take away the freshness, remove any sort of unpleasantries, as it will. Some of you have a very bad habit of buying meat and putting meat in a pot and cooking meat. That's not how you do it. That's not how we do it. Meat should be washed and cleansed with some lime or lemon to kill the germs, bacteria, and also to remove any unpleasantries. Remember that. Okay. So now we're going to add some water to that and give it a nice rinse. Once is good enough. And you can see from the water that everything just surfaces. All the excess fats, those little unpleasant bits. Right? And then we're going to remove that lemon bath. Oops, one got away, but we'll get him back. There you go. Right. Now, here are all of our spices that we're going to use and our herbs. The first thing you want to put is 2 teaspoons of pureed garlic. So you want to just put that in there. Now people sometimes like to mash the garlic or cut it up in small bits, but you want to puree the garlic, because when you puree it, you get the complete essence. It doesn't float around and get lost in the meat. You want the meat to really absorb that garlic, and if it's in a paste form, it's going to melt and disintegrate into the bone and the meat and the tendons. Okay, secondly, we're going to add some paprika, some dried thyme, some sea salt. This is about 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons, depending on how salty you want it, how much taste, right? So you just want to use about 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Sea salt is the best salt to use because it's not harsh on the palate or on the food and gives really beautiful flavor. Ground pimento seed and whole pimento seed. And of course, as a reminder, pimento seed is actually Jamaica's key ingredient to our cooking. One of our key ingredients, but I would say it's up there. And so we have ground, and you want to put about 1/4 teaspoon of that. And we can add just a few seeds here and there for good measure. Pick a pepper. See how rich and thick that is? It's a beautiful sauce. It's used in our brown stewed chicken, oxtail, any of our stews. We usually add a pick a pepper. It has a base of tamarind, which gives the food a very nice flavor. So we have about 1 tablespoon of that, and I'm just going to drizzle that over. About 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 small onion, chopped, and 2 stalks of scallion, chopped. Here we have fresh thyme, and what is this? A lovely Scotch bonnet pepper, and those are left for last. So you kind of want to bring this all together and rub your seasoning together. Just really massage it in there. I assume that your hands are clean when you're doing this. Nails, fingers, and all. Like mine. So you want to really massage all of these seasonings and spices into the meat. And here you can seal it with a lid and leave it overnight for marinating. If not, by all means, be my guest and cook it right away. Let's begin. First, we're going to use about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, which is one of the healthiest oils you can put in your body. It tastes amazing and it's perfect for browning meats. So we're going to pour that into the pot and let it get nice and hot. So coconut oil heats up very quickly, and when you see it start to slightly smoke, that means she's ready. So we're going to place each piece of oxtail face down, like so. Look how beautiful that is. Now in the meantime, we're going to add a little water to this. Not too much, just enough to hold all of the spices and the herbs. Pour that over. You want to cover with a foil to seal in all the juices and to speed up the cooking process, because oxtail is very, it's a hard meat to break down and you need time. And when you put the foil on, it actually creates a pressure cooking effect. So you want to put that foil over the top like this and place our lid and swipe our hands around the foil, around the rim of the pot. Very nice and tightly done so that it seals in all the steam. Very important. Seal in all the steam to accelerate the cooking process. And you keep it on a vigorous broil for about 3 seconds. And then you're going to turn the flame down on a medium-low. Okay, so we're gonna add some spinners, which is basically little dumplings. It's a very old school way of making oxtail. It's used to thicken the gravy and also to make it stretch. We've left the spinners for about 5 minutes to cook, and we're gonna open it and we're gonna add the butter beans. Butter beans are basically lima beans, but they're a little larger and they make an oxtail fabulous. Just add that on top. Just stir that in a little bit. You don't want to stir it in too much. You just want to allow it to nestle in nicely, because if you allow all of it to get to the bottom, it will stick. You add the king of the kingdom, which is the Scotch bonnet pepper, and just want to catch him right there on top, just like that. And then you turn it up to a vigorous boil, right? Because we want it to sweat. Once we put the lid on, like so, and it's capturing all that heat and steam, then you want to turn it all the way down low as you could possibly go. Just a smidgen of a flame, and then you're gonna let that cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. Basically simmer another 5 to 10 minutes. All right.